30.2 root absorption. So one way that roots are going to absorb water is through mycorrhizae. Now mycorrhizae is a symbiotic relationship between a fungus and a plant's roots. Now the fungus is going to help increase the surface area for the plant. So the fungus will absorb nutrients and water from the surrounding soil and then transfer some of that to the plant, thereby helping the plant to increase the amount of water and nutrients it absorbs. Then we have root nodules. Now these are common in bean plants or legumes. Now our atmosphere is 79% nitrogen, I believe. However, the atmospheric nitrogen is in this form. There's 3 covalent bonds between 2 nitrogens. And we need nitrogen to form our amino acids. However, we do not have the enzymes to break these covalent bonds. Luckily, there are bacteria that can break these bonds and convert it to ammonia. Now, the bacteria live in these nodules on the roots of plants. Not all plants, but mostly, like I said, bean plants or legumes. And so the bacteria are going to convert the nitrogen in the atmosphere into ammonia, which makes it into a form that the plants can then absorb. This is called nitrogen fixation. And now the plant can absorb the nitrogen and incorporate it into its amino acids. Now we eat the plant and then we get the nitrogen that way for our own amino acids. Then there's also root hairs. Root hairs, as we've mentioned before, are the extensions of epidermal cells. And these root hairs are going to help increase the surface area of the plant of the root to help increase the amount of water that is absorbed. Now we mentioned the Kasparian strip very briefly earlier, and the Kasparian strip is part of the endodermis. Now the endodermis surrounds the vascular cylinder in the root, and so here we have the cortex. Now the cortex is where the water is going to have to come in this way from this direction. Now this Kasparian strip is waterproofed, and so it forces the water to go through the cytoplasm of the cell, and so in this way it can regulate how much water enters the vascular cylinder and ultimately the xylem and the phloem. And then it also has very specific protein channels to let certain minerals through. So it's semi-permeable and functions in regulating which minerals and how much water enter into the vascular cylinder.